Well, welcome to, I call it CAD for Dreaming Out Loud, because I believe that a CAD system, a computer-aided design system, is a way of creating your dreams on or your concepts or designs on a electronics platform. So, no different than in the past on drawing boards, but today, with the advent of uh, fast computers and CNC machines and laser cutters and what have you, in order to bring something to market or to make something, you really need a computer design system, not the old-fashioned ones with drawing boards. That's not to say you can't use these old drawing boards. I used them for many, many years and enjoyed it. In fact, I like that medium. But for accuracy's sake, for repeatability's sake, for the ability to transmit files around the world, to be able to fit into a modern society, you really need a computer design package. Now, I've chosen Alibre. There's a number of them. I used to teach this at a local college, not Alibre, but SolidWorks at a local college, and SolidWorks I really like, but it's very expensive. There's SolidWorks, Solid Edge, there's NX, there's Pro Engineering, there's a number of them. And there's even free ones. There's a SketchUp from Google, which is not an engineering package, but it's usable. It's not really good for engineering, but it's another one. There's a few of them that are web-based. There's one called Onshape. You still have to pay a subscription for that, but it's powerful. I prefer not to have things in a web-based thing because I find them slow and cumbersome. And I also like to own a package, run it all on my own computers, and do what I want with it, and have basically a perpetual license for what I've got. And Alibre allows me to do that, along with other ones, but Alibre is one of the more affordable ones if you run a backyard workshop like mine. And I design clocks, and that's what I'm doing at the moment, and I can also design other components as well, but recently I purchased Alibre. It cost me around about $1,400. It was on sale. It's the straight design version of it. It doesn't have sheet metal. There is a cheaper version of this for I think around about $400 called Atom 3D, but I decided I want to go a little bit more involved with that and do a lot more with it, and so I've elected to buy Alibre Design. I've used it before. I've done other videos on my YouTube channel as well on Atom 3D. I think I did one on Cubify, which was another version of Alibre, oddly enough. It's had a few variations over the years, and they had a cheaper version you could download, including Alibre Design, which is very similar to what I've got now. But I don't think the files were transferable as much. Anyway, this is Alibre, and let's have a look at the opening screen. If you click on the icon, it boots up like this. It has basically four environments: a single part, an assembly, a bill of materials, and a drawing package as well, so that goes on with it. Let's just click on to the single part. Click on that, and you'll see this little thermometer thing going on down the bottom here as it boots up. And there's my first screen. It's very similar to other CAD packages. It's a little bit more simplified than what you would expect with Solid Edge and SolidWorks. But in essence, it does the same thing. It's not as customizable as some of the higher end packages. You can change the icons and do all sorts of things with them. This one's a little bit more basic, and if you're learning, this is not a bad package to learn because the principles apply to other packages, but you do have to sort of unlearn a couple of things you do in this, and vice versa. If you're a SolidWorks person, you have to unlearn a few of those things as well. So it just has its issues, and we'll work through them. And over the next bunch of videos, you should be able to, if you download this and use the trial version, have a bit of a play around with it and see what you think, and maybe you'd like to continue. Once you get used to a CAD package and you get up and running, you tend to be able to self-teach anyway. It's just the first little bit when you're trying to understand the package, trying to work out what's going on, that you run into problems. And without somebody to sort of guide you through, they're difficult. But if somebody guides you through, and once you get up and running, you realise how the package runs, it's very easy to self-teach down the track. Okay, let's get started. A ribbon bar across the top, a few little icons and stuff like that, which I'll describe down the track. Another ribbon bar with the different design features and things like that across the top, and basically a tracking sidebar sort of thing down here, which tracks what you're doing on the workspace. And this is the workspace. The moment we have the X and Y plane flat on the screen, I would like to just show you this as the 3D package. If I go up to this top left hand icon here, click the little arrow going down here, and I always click on the isometric one. When I click on that left mouse button click, it will zoom around to this isometric view of the same screen. And of course you see there's my Z plane across in that direction, X through here, and the Y is the vertical up here. If I get my two mouse buttons left and right and push them down simultaneously, hold them down and then move my mouse, you can see this is definitely a 3D environment, and you can see that zooming around there. You don't really appreciate that until you actually see it move. I go back up to my little button there. You notice last time it showed this now defaults to the isometric view, so if I click on that left mouse button click, you'll see that it zooms back the way it was before. So, and likewise I can also scroll my mouse scroll button forward and back, and basically I can zoom it in. And if I lose everything, if I press the home key, it will basically zoom back. So if I lose the whole thing, hit the home key button, it'll zoom back to what you can see anyway. I'm going to leave it at that. I'm Mark Wilson, and thanks for watching.